is sponsored locally by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination.
You know what makes my firm different? We focus on you. We focus on telling your story, how this accident has impacted your life, your family, and your future. And when we tell your story to the insurance companies, we tell a story that demands action. When you're more than just a case number, that's when real results happen. Results like over $1 billion recovered for our clients and a 98% winning record. At Sweet James, we deliver results that matter because your story is our priority. So if you or a loved one have been hurt in an accident, call now for a free consultation.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
Now at 5, not the kind of weather you expect in October. Tonight, we're feeling those higher temperatures. How much longer will this have?
Plus, a major bust in the San Fernando Valley. How authorities took down a white supremacist gang accused of flooding our streets with guns and drugs. Our I-Team has the details.
And those arrests made on the cusp of the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. How safe does the local community feel as the sun goes down? The news at 5 starts now.
This is NBC4 News at 5.
And we begin with LA's largest takedown of an extremist group ever. Dozens of alleged members of a white supremacist gang based in the San Fernando Valley have been indicted. Good evening, everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano.
And I'm Robert Kowalczyk, and tonight for Colleen, prosecutors say this group embraced anti-Semitic and racist ideologies. Investigative reporter Eric Leonard has more on the case for us and why police decide to take action today. Eric.
Hi, Robert. Well, federal prosecutors used racketeering charges here to go after this group that's accused of being part of what amounts to the San Fernando Valley chapter of a notorious national white supremacist prison gang. The feds allege group members here did a bunch of typical organized crime things like selling fentanyl and meth, dealing in illegal guns, and committing bank fraud. But they say their larger motive was eventually to carry out violence against Jews and other minorities.
This was one of the largest violent extremist takedowns in LA, this city's history.
LAPD officers, FBI, and DEA agents served nearly 30 arrest warrants this morning, including this one at a motel in Sherman Oaks that targeted accused members of a San Fernando Valley white supremacist gang whose name we're not using as it itself is a slur. The 68 people indicted accused of membership in this group that's tied to a prison gang.
Essentially a local chapter of the Aryan Brotherhood has for many years tormented these neighborhoods in the San Fernando Valley.
The feds say the allegations of gang involvement and extremist ideology among those charged dates back to at least 2016.
The Aryan Brotherhood has a history of domestic terrorism, to include racially motivated attacks.
29 of the accused were arrested this morning. More than a dozen others were already in prison or jail, and agents are searching for 26 others. According to the indictments, members of the group sold all kinds of illegal drugs, including meth and fentanyl, to make money. They allegedly dealt in illegal guns and more recently were accused of fraudulently obtaining COVID-19 loans and relief payments. They say the case took on additional urgency last year with the arrest and separate indictment of a man named Ryan Bradford in Reseda, who pleaded guilty earlier this year to being a felon with a gun.
In his home, a treasure trove of white supremacist paraphernalia, including replica Nazi uniforms, posters of Adolf Hitler.
U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada says the material also included plans for violence against Jews, the same motivation allegedly behind the actions of the others arrested today.
In fact, when we searched his home, we found a notepad in the home that had written as its New Year's resolution, quote, "Bake every single Jew."
The indictment does not accuse members of this group of any specific acts of violence against Jews or other groups.
We're not going to wait around for a tragedy to occur. We're going to take action right away. And in order to do that, we use every tool in our federal toolbox to address that. And that's what we've done today.
Were they planning something?
Next question.
Those arrested today are making initial court appearances in federal court this afternoon. They're all expected to be held in jail with no bail. The federal racketeer